UT's going to win, right?
They've got to, man.
Oh, it's a routine fly ball. He'll catch it.
Easy catch. They practice this every day.
Easy catch.
Wait, what?
Oh, no. Dude.
This is so typical.
It's so painful.
Oh, my God.
I mean, as an Aggie, I have to say, I don't think UT has ever lost in a more A&M fashion.
Oh, definitely not.
Than they did last night. That poor guy, too.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of funny, just as far as...
I mean, for you, maybe. I went to that school.
Well, I mean, but, yeah, it's worse for you. That's why I wanted to open with this clip.
Well, like, if your team had showed up, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Well, I mean, if my team had showed up, I'd be in Austin right now, not working, watching the Austin Super Regional, probably with you.
I mean, that'd be amazing. So basically, what we're
day
saying is
drinking.
A&M ruined it for all of us.
Look, what I'm saying is A&M ruins everything for everybody. Shouts out Enron. And also, yeah, that's a little thing we sweep under the rug. Just, hey, by the way, most of Enron's staff, especially the accountants, were Aggies. It's not because they were actually insidious in their deeds. They just didn't know what they were doing.
Well, anyway.
Welcome to Texish Reacts, by the way, everybody.
Howdy, y'all.
We are reacting to a couple of videos that we got loaded up today. We'll be back to our normal, regularly scheduled programming next Monday, but we're going to be putting out videos like this once, maybe twice a week, just depending on what happens.
Yeah.
Opening clip was the heartbreaking walk-off that Stanford had against the University of Texas last night at the Stanford Super Regional tie ball game. 2 outs, man on first and second. It's a cakewalk. Let's get the guy out. Let's go into extras, have a legendary game. Routine fly ball gets lost in the lights, falls right in front of the right fielder, who at 19 to 20 years old is probably not going to sleep for the next couple of weeks.
Somebody should check on him.
I mean, here's the thing. Good thing it's not football or he'd be getting death threats.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, baseball's gay. We all know that.
Well, it is June.
Well, it is. Well, it's not gay for the Texas Rangers, but for everybody else, happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Seth, as a UT Longhorn, just what is it like to watch this clip?
You know, as much as I want to say I'm super disappointed and sad and broken up, I'm just used to it at this point. I never expect UT to come through for me. Having been a diehard Longhorn for the majority of my life, I'm pretty used to our sports team letting me down.
Yeah. Is it safe to say that UT has stooped to A&M level mediocrity and disappointment over the last couple of years?
It certainly seems that way, and I'm not saying it's my fault. I'm just saying it seems to have started when I started going there.
Well, it was about a year or two before you got there. Really, there was the Rose Bowl with Vince Young, 2005.
Then on,
height of all things. And I think what people don't realize is the UT baseball team won the College World Series either that same year or the following year. I think it was 05-07 was 2 really, really good UT baseball teams. And since then, y'all are just wallowing in absolute profound Barack Obama mediocrity.
Man, we are the most mediocre.
And it's great to watch.
So we bleed average.
Because as an Aggie, I have the benefit of, at this point, it's comical.
Right.
It's fun.
It's fun.
We're funny.
It's like a nice little B-roll.
Yeah, we're like a rooster with Down syndrome. We're cute. We coo at the wrong times, and you love to have us around.
You're like Tony Romo.
No one's. But y'all are like the prize bull that can't get it up, which is a way worse farm animal to be. If you said, hey, you can be the prize bull who can't get it up or the Down syndrome rooster, which would you pick?
Down syndrome rooster.
Everyone would say Down syndrome rooster.
I've seen Moana. That rooster's a star.
Honestly, yes. And everyone always forgets about the chicken from Surf's Up as well.
Yeah.
The hit animated penguin surf movie.
You know, there's a
voiced by John Hader.
Our newest biggest fan, Danny. The Japanese translation of penguin is roughly business bird.
Really? Do you think that's because of the Empire penguin, or
Because
just
like
all penguins
penguins
seem
have
to
like
have?
tuxedos. Yeah,
They're very
yeah, yeah. They're so professional.
professional penguin. LOL. Awesome. Well, let's see. Let's see what your girlfriend Brett Cooper has.
Liberal tattoos.
Are
Are any of those on your arm related at all, or is it just a smorgasbord of Popeye stuff? Liberal tattoos. Tim Buck says you don't understand the Sanskrit on your arm. Liberal tattoos. You realize you have conflicting ideologies on your body, don't you? Liberal tattoos.
You're not even a Buddhist, dickhead.
Liberal tattoos.
Oh my god, why does anybody get anything political tattooed on their body anyway? That's just weird. Somebody said conservative tattoos of a lion, rose, American flag, and Punisher skull. Somebody else said liberal tattoos being dumb, conservative tattoos being dumb. I probably would get my brother's name, maybe 1776, and I don't call that political, I just call that being grateful for where I live, and that's probably all.
Nah.
Liberal tattoos. Are
Tune it
any
back
of those
up.
on your arm
Oh, wait.
related at all, or is it
Come
just
on,
a
Jimmy.
smorgasbord of
Get back up to
Popeye
me.
stuff?
Sorry,
Worst
I'm still getting used to
Jamie
the sound
ever.
form. Yeah, I know. I just. Do you think 1776 would be a tramp stamp for her, or would she keep it more probably down the arm? That's like a more girl
That's
tattoo,
like
right? More.
it's like either
down that
small
bone right
down
there?
that one or like it's the bicep one right across.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Or she could sneak it behind the
Behind
ear.
the
There's
ear,
some-
yeah,
some-
that's a
yeah,
very
but
popular one.
that would almost look like a prison marking.
Maybe.
You know, like hey, prisoner number 1776.
I don't know, man.
I also
I
just-
wouldn't
I
want to be in
can't-
prison with Brett Cooper. I think she'd rule the
'Cause she'd
rule
be-
the yard.
Well, I think she would find her way out of prison.
Somehow, yeah.
So she would argue herself out of it, but this video is actually pretty old. It has almost 1.5 million views on the comment section with Brett Cooper. Probably our biggest claim to fame was being unmentioned but featured on
You can't
the
let go
comment
of that.
section. I can't let it go. Our name is at Texish Pod. It's right there. You can easily, if you're gonna share something, see how I've said Brett Cooper 8 times at this point
yeah.
and have shouted at her channel since I took this from her channel. She's gonna get views now from us, so thank you, Gunner. But a couple of people had texted us like 3 months ago one morning, "Hey, you guys are on
Yeah.
Brett Cooper's channel," and I have since thought of 2 things. One, she for sure has a crush on you in my little fantasy world that I live in, because y'all's internet celebrity power couple name would be Beth Super,
That's a pretty
and
great
I'm just
name.
not over how good it is. I also think she keeps eyeballing you in this video because in her head she thinks that's a transgender Brett Cooper in that video. Like
Oh,
you're
man.
literally they them Brett Cooper.
Am I really? Is that the
In a good
estimation?
way. I mean, again,
Look,
happy
hey,
Pride. I mean it in a good
I'm
way.
proud to be associated in the same sentences as Brett Cooper. She's awesome. The comment section is great.
I love.
I do think that they somehow managed to choose the like tamest comments that we have on that
Honestly.
video. That video has some of the most insane, backbiting, like insecure, inflammatory, like just volatile comments that you could possibly imagine. It's so toxic.
It's so toxic. I mean, there's some people that are literally saying, "I'm sending this from my meth lab. Go die," or "Why don't liberals just choke on a something and die?" Everything
Yeah, it's
ends
like,
in
and
die.
and you're like,
And
it's a comedy thing.
Yeah. I'm not over 1776. I'm an American, a patriot, yada yada. You know, God bless America. But I can't get behind years on your body as a tattoo because I just want to go to those people and say, "Hey, is that your zip code?" Just what? Cool, man.
Your zip code
I
has an
mean,
extra number on it.
Yeah, well, that's an area code.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, zip code. Zip codes.
Right?
Yeah, no,
Zip
you're
code's
right.
4 number?
787.
7 8.
No, it's 5.
761. That's 5. Years
Or 4
are
at the moment.
1776. Either way,
Jamie, can we
it
cut the
just
part
looks
where we
like
don't
a
know the difference between area zip and dates? That'd be great.
area zip and dates? Well, hey, we went
Hey,
3 4 5, so we're
we're
good.
good.
But yeah, how did you feel when we were featured on your future girlfriend Brett Cooper's channel?
I felt like, hey, we're right where we're supposed to be. It was a good indication that the things that we do make their way across all the different platforms and the people who need to see it do. It was really
And
validating.
if Brett Cooper was listening right now with her confidant Candace Owens in the room, who we also have a video about that y'all can go check out. It's really flattering.
It's not about Candace Owens.
It's not, and anyone smart can know that. What would you say to her? Just if you had your one shot at confirming she's 18 and then having a shot at dating her, what would you say?
Admittedly, I do think I'm a little bit older than her target demographic, and I think that her level of success might put her above my particular dating pool. So all of that out of the way. Hey, Brett, you want to go get matching tattoos of 1776?
Nice. I thought you were going to say of her brother, and I was going to say, that's messed up, but funny.
I don't know, man. She's obviously intelligent and beautiful, and I listened to her interview on the Iced Coffee Hour podcast. And
is that one of those Daily Wire shows?
No, it's a completely different show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and her whole story, if our audience hadn't heard it, is pretty incredible. Starting out, she's super driven, kind of fell into where she is now, but through hard work and perseverance, and just a lot of respect for that person.
Yeah,
and
it sounds like her mom's pretty cool too.
Yeah, next time she's in Austin, we should try and get her on the show and get you and I can get the Texas tattoos, and she can get 1776.
I mean, I think we should.
Come on, let's hold her content.
Brett,
in exchange for not mentioning the Texish podcast, we will pay for your tattoo, but you got to get it with us, and we have to film it.
I will fly her out. I will pay for your flights. I will not, in any circumstance, way, or form, insinuate that you and my brother are going to end up dating at all while you're here. I will only do it behind your back and online where you see it later. And we will get tattoos and do the whole content thing. So we're going to hold her to it to see how patriotic she really is. Okay.
All right, Brett,
do you want to see a bunch of... Speaking of hard-driven women, do you want to see a bunch of women get driven hard into the ground?
Oh, God. What are you going to show me?
And this bull is just wrecking women that are trying to get it. Oh! Oh, my gosh.
No. Why?
Just to pause really quick for anyone listening.
Going?
No, there's a minute and a half left. And I just want to pause really quick and say, anyone listening, what we're watching right now, shout out my brother-in-law, Corey Harris. He sent this to me. This is from this past weekend at the Johnson City Rodeo. There was a women's steer wrangling competition for the grand prize of $200.
Just $200.
These women can get in. Hey, it's Johnson City. They're poor. So they get into the arena with this steer that has the rope tied around his dingling.
Is this a steer? This is a steer. This is just another example of why trans athletes shouldn't be allowed to compete with biological women.
Happy Pride. Because I think most of these identify as women, and they are getting pummeled into the ground. And I can't tell which one's more my favorite. Either the women that run up to it and then stop right before they get close enough to touch it and just realize how dumb this is, or the women who are so full sin that they are actually getting thrown in the air by this steer. There's one.
We had that part where we wrestle the calf.
Yeah, the calf.
And this is like a full-grown steer.
This is a full-grown dude. A 4-H person probably won state with that steer. And little did the steer know, my next competition is just to plow through women. I'm wondering, though, are you rooting for the cow or for the women?
No comment.
Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Through this crowd of women, like somebody told it, if it didn't decimate the entire population of Johnson City, it was going to get made into hamburger. This cow is dominating.
I think the owner showed this steer a McDonald's bag and just said, you know the deal. And then this happened. Right. This chick's about to get planted. Watch this one right here. Or maybe it's that one. I think it's... Someone's got to nut up. Someone's got to nut up. Someone's gotta get it. Oh my god! Oh my word! Coming back around.
How is this legal?
I also, back to your why trans athletes should compete in separate events. I'm going to point it out. They're using a male bovine right now, so disadvantage women. All right, so standing still. Who's next? Who's next? The clown is getting out of the way so fast.
Well, the clown knows better.
Oh, this is amazing. I love Texas. This is I think someone's about to get annihilated.
You pause that on just the right moment.
Yeah, look at.
Oh my
God. What do you think she's thinking right now?
She's thinking, is $200 really going to cover this medical bill?
She's thinking maybe I actually should call that domestic violence attorney because the threats were not worth it to get in here. How many first dates do you think are here?
Oh, no. The women in this ring are on their 100th date. They're trying to get away from something.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. She got carried. What? Oh. The $200 was tied around its ear.
Oh my
so
God.
That's how they got it.
So all you had to do was grab the $200.
I mean, you just said all you have to do after we watched 30 women get pile drived like a WWE Undertaker
oh my God.
Like actual wow. This is amazing. I see
Ladies, she don't know it's over. Yeah, she ain't gonna listen to you.
All right, get away from the steer.
The steer does not know that the game's over. Oh. Okay.
God, why is it always the fat ones? Anyway,
for the record, they had to rope the steer to get it under control.
To get it to stop, because steers don't know the game's over.
Anybody trying to listen to this episode, please pop over to the YouTube and watch it because this is insane.
And this was amazing. Or, even Google Johnson City Rodeo. I'm sure it's going to pop up. I just want to know who was in the think tank that thought, well, when they get the $200 off, the steer will let it stop. Game's over.
It's a trained steer. We trained it to stop when you take the $200 off.
Yeah.
What we didn't account for was the massive amounts of adrenaline running through the steer system.
We thought only 5 women would show up, but then we saw 30 that looked like this get in the ring, and we thought, oh no.
Should have tied a 200 earlier.
I mean, here I need to know if this is the first iteration of this, or for years the Johnson City Rodeo has said all the local women get in the arena, bragging rights and a little bit of change, get that steer. I also can't stop laughing at how easily the clowns evaded the steer.
Well, they weren't trying to get the $200. They were just trying to stay out of his way.
But I mean, they were getting closer than all of the contestants, and then getting out of the way.
The clowns are trained professionals. They went to school for this. Do you think that whenever you go to clown school, that's like an optional segment?
It is to man the. I feel like it needs to be, but from what we know,
it's like face paint,
most
party balloon animals, and
I mean, like Dean Stanfield, most rodeo clowns were cowboys that were bad at riding things, so they just decided to be on the ground. They're better on their feet than they are in the saddle. Is I think what we've gathered.
Oh man,
but yeah, this fully reminds me of at camp when once every session. It was counselor versus camper dodgeball. And you just knew there's one kid that hasn't showered. He hasn't called me by the right name. He hasn't obeyed anything for the last 10 days, and I am about to throw a tennis ball at his nose. I mean, that, man, I love Texas.
Christian youth camp.
Oh, Christian
Where
youth
we
camp.
send your kids home with broken noses.
Hey, full hearts, broken noses can't fall away from the Lord. Let's see what happened here at the...
Eating a 72-ounce steak in 6 minutes.
So 72-ounce steak. I think he got it in under 6 minutes.
Even the cooks can't believe it.
Wow.
He's got it.
5:28.
Wow.
5:28.
That's pretty impressive.
It's an incredible...
The second fastest time in Big Texan history.
So that is...
So we were talking about this yesterday. Yeah, so
Big Texan.
People think that's the fastest. No. The fastest is held by Molly Squewer, who's also a competitive eater. She ate it in, I think, 3 minutes, 28 seconds. This guy, who competes on the Major League Eating circuit, got it in 5 minutes, 28 seconds. So I like the contrast we have here. You know, we had women losing to a steer, but now we have a guy losing to a woman eating a steer.
Well, in fairness, she probably has more practice eating meat.
Nice. I didn't see that one coming. That was good. Zing. Comedy. But yeah, so Big Texan up in Amarillo. We've covered this before. The 72-ounce steak challenge. 72-ounce steak, baked potatoes, salad, shrimp cocktail. And I think it's a whole bread basket. Like, you have to eat, I think it's 3 to 4
It's
rolls.
more than one roll, right?
It's more than one. I feel like it would be sort of weird.
I wonder if you did the thing where you have to, like, you dip your bread in the water so it goes down faster.
And just... And I think a lot of people always think that this challenge has not been conquered very often. It gets conquered all the time. People do it. You have 45 minutes to do it. But doing it at this speed is kind of atrocious. And I'm wondering, though, because this guy is a major league eater. He's a professional.
He's a pro.
Does this count as far as on the list of fastest times? Does he get to be on that list, or is there a different list as far as...
So I think this is like the Barry Bonds effect. You have to recognize the game, but there is the acknowledgement that he's a pro, like, you know, competitive eater.
Yeah, asterisk.
Right. He's got an asterisk, right? Sure.
But because I feel like there's one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking away from what he did. Also, why is he so ripped?
I think a lot of the competitive eaters figured out because they have to eat so much volume, they need to burn it off and create capacity for greater calories.
So they're
just like, why not?
225 bench press
just all day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would rather run the 1100 than even attempt to do this in 6 minutes.
Oh man, because you've done this, right? You've attempted this, or which one?
I've never attempted this. I did the Round Rock.
Yeah, that's right. You did the Round Rock donut,
which is not an actual challenge.
No, but
me and you just drove to Round Rock Donuts when I was 13, and I had decided in my head I'm gonna eat it all by myself. And with the side of donut holes. And you got to remember, they make the Round Rock donut using a paint bucket. Like, that's how they cut it out. Make the donut. And what we didn't know going there, we were driving from our uncle's lake house on Lake Travis to Round Rock. There's no seating there. It's either drive through or walk in. Maybe that's changed over the years. This was 15 years ago. Wow. 2010. So we went to a park in the beginning of June at 10 a.m. So it's 90 degrees. I ate the entire Round Rock donut and the donut.
I'm still
holes.
impressed.
Felt like I was on top of the world for about 5 seconds. And then I've never felt grosser in my entire life. It was horrible.
I still can't believe you ate it all. I was flabbergasted.
Look,
that was not my intent.
Legitimately,
for the record, I did not be like, "Hey, Gunner, eat this whole thing." You just proceeded to eat the whole thing.
No, I told you, "Hey, Seth, take me to Round Rock Donut so I can eat that whole thing."
And I thought you were like, "Yeah, we're eating the whole thing." I thought you would stop.
No, I was.
So tell me.
Here's and it wasn't that hard.
How'd you feel after?
I legit felt like I was gonna die. I really thought that because when you feel nauseous and like there's a brick in your stomach and you just feel like you're being pulled into the earth. I felt like that, but for 12
Oh
hours.
my gosh.
And it was the worst feeling ever. I want to jump back to the video though really quick. Because my favorite thing is, if I can pull it up really quick.
Minutes. Even the cooks can't believe it.
Show me the guy. So I like that the phrasing here is even the cooks can't believe it. Because we've been in the panhandle before. We've been around people. That guy's not thinking, I can't believe it. He's saying, this is the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
He's like, I can't believe you're going through it that fast. Do you know how long it took me to cook this?
Yeah.
At least taste the meat.
He's like, will you please take time to appreciate the Malden salt and the grill marks? Like, this is actually
He's like, I worked really hard on this.
It's like, it's not that he can't believe it. It's just that he wish he wasn't doing it.
That's the look of somebody who's questioning his entire existence and why he tolerates this.
Yeah, that's the look of somebody who thinks maybe they should just go back to Texas Roadhouse, where this shenanigans is not happening on a frequent basis. Yeah, and have you done any food challenges before?
Yeah, actually I have. So whenever I was back in college, this is like 2011. You know the Drag, it's that main street at the UT campus. Yeah. There's constantly restaurants opening and closing. One of them opened called Rasta Pasta. It was a Caribbean themed pasta joint. So like you got penne and spaghetti, but they had like jerk chicken and things like that. So I get there.
It had everything a white person would put into a Caribbean kitchen named Rasta Pasta.
100%. So it very much catered to a specific demographic, and my roommate was part of that demographic. So we went over to try the Rasta Pasta, and I'm looking through the menu, and I see this like super spicy item. It's got like 10 fireballs or whatever, and I was like, why not? Let's try the spiciest item on the menu. That sounds fun.
Give it a shot.
It's Tuesday. Yeah. So pasta comes to the table, and I'm eating it, and it's pretty good. And I realize about halfway through the pasta, I'm sweating. My nose is running. My eyes are like, I am crying.
You're like a steer about to run over a group of women at the rodeo.
It's pretty good, but it's not great. So I'm considering like not finishing my meal. Waiter comes by and he looks at me and he's like, oh man, I've never seen somebody get through that much of that pasta before. You know, if you finish, you get your picture on a wall, a t-shirt, and free pasta for a month. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like,
bring it on.
Bet.
Yeah.
So for the next 10 minutes, I dedicated my entire being to shoveling this infernal pasta down my gullet.
Oh my god.
And it was covered in just big hunks of habanero and like giant chunks of Scotch bonnet.
Yeah. Can you even taste anything?
No,
or is it
not
just
at this point. At this point, it's just fire. It's just fire going in. I can kind of tell there's like a citrusy sweetness to it because they're using Scotch bonnets and habaneros. Like Carolina Reapers and those peppers hadn't really been popularized yet, so they weren't quite to that point. Thank God.
Yeah.
About 25 minutes into eating this pasta, I scrape the last bit clean, slurp it up Lady in the Tramp style, and the guy's like, congratulations, you're the first one to ever finish the pasta. I stand up, and like my shirt is just drenched in sweat and tears. my lips are just like so swollen.
Yeah, you have the, what is that trendy thing now that weird chicks do?
Bimbo.
The
bimbo. Yeah, I got the bimbo lips.
Thing. And I'm hip, I know this.
So I got my picture on the wall, I got my t-shirt, I got my free month of pasta. I'm walking back to my room, and I'm realizing that, like, you know how sometimes whenever you touch a pepper or you get like that stuff on your hands, in your eyes, it stings. Yeah. Well, you're like
it's like a cold
hot.
It's
like a cold hot.
Kind of a short and fatty.
That was happening in my stomach. So for the next 10 hours, I couldn't sleep. I just writhed in agony as my stomach was torn apart from the inside by all of these peppers. I just remember chugging yogurt. It was the worst. Oh man. To be honest, it was the one time in my life I ever had a bad time after like spicy food. Yeah. So if you want to, I don't recommend doing that. But I did win.
Did you even get your picture on the wall, or was it just for the next week?
My picture was on the wall.
Okay, cool.
And eventually other people completed it as well. I just ended up doing it without knowing it was a challenge.
Yeah. Well, you were the catalyst.
Right.
It probably wasn't. The guy just decided, you know what? This is a challenge now.
Maybe so.
Yeah, if you want a good spicy time, head on down to Radio Coffee, the DD food truck there, the Lab Mal.
Really excellent.
So
Nice.
so good. So
well, if
good.
I can ever find parking
DD's
there,
awesome.
I'll do that.
Well, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
That's true.
You can order ahead though. So you can order ahead, pull up, get it. So when you and Brett Cooper go on your eventual date to become best super, order ahead, get 2 things of the Lab Mal.
Yeah.
See what kind of spice she can take, and if she farts in front of you, she's the one. Everyone knows that. So
if only that were true.
I mean, it could be true if you want it to. Awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate everybody being patient since this episode is a bit of a day late.
This is the first time we've ever done it this way, so there will be difficulties.
Second time, total transparency.
Like it, we'll
we did this yesterday, and it was a disaster, so it's coming out now. But before we let you go, TexishPod.com. We have a new T-shirt up. We're going to have 2 more up by the end of the week. I'm really stoked on this one. It is a Strait Nelson 2024 T-shirt. We're getting political. We're going there.
We're digging in.
It's a great T-shirt. There's a bunch of different festivals coming up this summer. 4th of July is coming up. Election season's coming up. Make sure you get the right gear with the Strait Nelson 2024 T-shirt. And before you all are like, they're too old to run for office, they're the exact same age as anybody else who has been president for the last 12 years. So let's not even get practical here. It's a joke. It's a fun T-shirt. Don't forget to follow us at Texish Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can see this reaction video and the reaction videos that are to come. If you're listening, thank you for listening. Go watch as well, because you probably missed a lot of context, because all of this was very visual. I can't believe you're so dumb that you didn't switch over.
Stop making fun of our
yet.
audience.
Buy a shirt. Hey, we're negging. It's called
Is that what
negging.
that is?
Have you heard of it?
No.
Yeah, when you see a girl and you're like, you're so dumb. You want to make out now?
Is that how you got Jenny?
That's exactly how I got you. I called her dumb and then asked if she wanted to make out.
You know what? I'll go try that. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. All right. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you Thursday. See you Thursday. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. We got it.
I don't.
Yeah.